Y a lo mejor no me van a decir no me van a hacer tanto problema. ¿Tú quién eres? A ver.
Your Highness, I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning worried both your father and me.
Come now, Sir de Corsillon. My father may have been angry, outraged, or disappointed, but he's never worried about me. I am sad to have caused you any worry, though. Would you believe that I was rotting away in a sinister jail, guarded by thugs ready to kill me? Though still seeing double from last night's drink, I was preparing an ingenious escape plan when... ta-da! My dear cousin jumped up out of nowhere and saved me. I'm quite the fairy tale damsel in distress.
You might have refrained from the company of bandits the night before such an important departure.
Take away the risk and halve the pleasure, de Corsillon. It is the salt of life.
I fear that some of my teachings have been misunderstood. But you wanted to ask me something, de Sade?
What will be your official title on Tiafredi? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we...
Muy bien, eso fue todo entonces. Ahora vamos a ver cómo puedo mover las cosas.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd be best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tiafredi. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage. Are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. What about you?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Me había olvidado volver a encender la luz.
Be back soon, Captain.
Claramente necesito tener reputación buena con él. para poder pedirle un favor. Así que vamos a tratar de encontrar a su grumete, o lo que quede de él, antes de pedirle que nos ayude a meter cosas a su barco. Porque la verdad es que no me encanta la idea de meterme con las personas que me tienen que llevar en una pieza al otro lado del mundo. Y siento que cualquier cosa es mejor que meter cosas al barco sin que ellos lo sepan y se den cuenta a medio viaje. Debería haber visto como que había algo por aquí. Aquí está. Pluma magnífica. Esa se puede vender por una cantidad buena de dinero.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof, gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lara. I need to be going.
Esto es todo por ahora. Parece que todavía puedo seguir hablando con él. Todavía me lo marca
Well,
como...
no. Did you find him?
No, but I'm not giving up hope. Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Thank you, Lara. I need to be going.
Ok, había otra persona. Ya no me lo marca como objetivo, o sea que ya sabemos todo lo que él puede saber. Gaba de marinero, es peor que la mía.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Decirme dónde está.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Anyone who will lend him an ear.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Dice que lo escuchó cerca del canal. Yo creo que eso de que lo escucharon cerca del canal es más de lo que parece. 7 monedas de oro.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Can I pour you anything? It's you. I didn't recognize you, my scruffy young pup. You put this place to shambles last night.
I am quite sorry about that. I'm afraid I let the festive spirit get the better of me.
Better of you. You broke everything. If you think for a second that I'm...
Come on now. Don't be angry about such trivialities. I'm certain we can make amends. What can I do? The contents of this pouch should be worth your forgiveness. What do you say?
Forgiven and even forgotten, your lordship. Whatever can I do for you?
Perdonado y olvidado. Puedo preguntar sobre todo esto, pero...
I'm looking for a naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You sure? I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
Y quiero preguntar sobre tu negocio.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Me alegra.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Ahí está, ese va a ser el... Ese va a ser el que dicen... Pensé que estarían aquí. Más bien que estaría aquí, el de las cartas que dicen.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Yo había
Thank you.
pensado en meterme a
You've
la
been
casa
immensely
del
helpful.
señor Fontaine, de
This
hecho.
man is completely owned by his
Much to my regret, I know nothing else. Good luck finding the boy.
Justo estaba pensando en ir a visitar la casa del señor Fontaine. Qué casualidad.
Don't be afraid. Come, celebrate the miracle of science.
Encuentra y enfréntate a los secuestradores. Mineral de hierro bruto, eso lo necesito. Muy valiente para pasar tan cerca del fuego, la verdad. Aquí tengo que ir, pero eso es parte de la misión principal. No es lo que estoy haciendo ahora mismo.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please. Might I help you, sir?
I need to be going. Farewell.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but...
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very
Su hijo.
surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
How did you find your son's trail?
We have never stopped looking for him. We learned the new name they gave him, Jonas. My poor little Celestine. Then we learned the name of the ship he sailed on. No sooner had it docked in Serene than my husband had the crew watched closely, and we found him.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
No me suena correcto. No me suena correcto. Yo creo que más bien lo que debe de haber pasado debe de haber sido que el hijo se les escapó y ellos quisieron recuperarlo por sus propios medios, obligándolo a volver a casa, no exactamente dándole la oportunidad.
Sir, are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. What about...
I'm still without news of my...
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Okay, entiendo.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
How I would like my father to be implicated in this sordid business. Our old teacher must...
Yes? Well, how can your old professor be of certain?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring as quickly as possible with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides.
No
For
suena
ugly,
falso.
that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
¿Por qué los NPC son sólidos en este juego? Desearía que fuera como en Assassin's Creed, que corres a través de ellos y los empujas mientras vas corriendo. Alice, me gustaría que preparara varias comidas y las llevaras a los almacenes que tenemos en el canal. Mi marido tendrá que trabajar unos días allí con su ayudante y sus hombres, así que asegúrate que haya suficiente comida para todos. Y sea discreta, no queremos que otras familias se enteren de lo que está
This
pasando.
document mentions another property,
Ajá.
a warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we?
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite...
If you would be so courteous, I would like you...
With respect, my lady.
Pensé que podría decirle algo ahora que sé dónde está, pero parece que no. Encuentra la forma de liberar a Jonas. Si tengo que enfrentarme a ellos, lo voy a hacer. ¿Por qué tengo arma de cuerpo a cuerpo A y arma de cuerpo a cuerpo B? Eso no lo entiendo, a ver. Opciones de controles. No, controles de juego. Ataque secundario. No, ataque secundario no es lo que estaba pensando. Pensé que era lo mejor atacar con el arma secundaria. Ataque secundario. Estadísticas, abrir inventario, abrir códice. Set con B puedes cambiar entre un arma y otra. Y me alegra porque ahora tengo un arma que hace mucho daño físico y un arma que hace mucho daño a la armadura. Nada más que tengo que aprender a saber cuál es cuál. El A es el estilete. Muy bien. El estileto, perdón, no estilete. Cogerlo todo. A 13 metros. Se marca por aquí. Quítense del camino. Cuando menos son lo suficientemente inteligentes las IAs para salirse del camino. Si se puede entrar por atrás, lo voy a hacer.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone.
Full of underlings don't scare us. Right, cousin?
To my help! Death to the others!
Esa es la manera de hacerlo. Con un arma que rompa la armadura y cuando la rompas, cambias de arma. Martillo con pinchos y monedas de oro. Esta es la que tengo que traer equipada ahora mismo.
bodyguards! Take the prisoner! And death to the others! Let's move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Muertos. Cogerlo todo. Cogerlo todo. Cogerlo todo. Inventario. Esa sería buena como arma para romper armadura, pero... Pistola elegante. Es peor que la mía. Estilete oxidado. Daga de caza. La daga de caza tiene más daño físico en su forma base. No veo nada fuera de lo normal en este almacén. Claro, estoy seguro de que está abajo, pero fuera de eso no veo nada raro.
So it's here that our man keeps his son. Abusive fathers.
Tricornio usado, munición y oro. Cierto, tengo la llave.
Who are you?
My name is Desade. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
I'm extremely sorry to have to tell you this, Jonas. He preferred to fight to the death rather than allow you to leave. He left me no choice.
How tragic. The poor man. What madness overcame him? And the woman, my mother, she'll be all alone now.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Nauts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Lo que me dijo es que no necesitaba matar al padre, de todas maneras lo hice. Que al final es experiencia, ¿no? Y pues parece que realmente no había manera de negociar con él, porque directamente te atacan. 3 de oro. Realmente creo tener el mejor... Bueno, la mejor build que puedo tener ahora mismo. Vamos con un Capitán Vasco. Vamos a comprar. Espada ancha de 2 manos. Armas pesadas de 1 mano, armas pesadas de 2 manos, armas blancas de 1 mano. Agilidad. Me gustaría poder comprar el estoque. La única diferencia es la... Creo que para lo que lo quiero... Estilete y sable viejo son las dos cosas que tengo equipadas. Daño físico. ¿Qué necesito? Mineral de hierro en bruto. ¿Dónde podré sacar mineral de hierro en bruto? ¿Se lo podré comprar al mercader? De todas maneras no tengo mucho dinero para comprarlo al mercader, aunque pudiera. Obsidiana, ese es un material raro. Y sirve para hacer cosas.
Are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands. You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the... I do thank you. Your actions bring you on.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
Listen here. I haven't forgotten what you did for our Jonas. I would gladly do you the favor, but my quartermaster is more stubborn than the tide. He is convinced that thugs want to use our vessel to bring who knows what aboard. And, because of that, he's placed guards to watch over the registered merchandise before they load it up. All that I can do for you is to write your crates into the ship's manifest. If you manage to get them into the warehouse, they'll find their way into the ship's hold. And with the manifest, the crazy Gustavo won't see nothing but smoke. Please try and avoid roughing up those brave guards. They are my fellow Norts, after all.
Be back soon, Captain.
Subí de nivel. Vamos a ver. El camino de las trampas no me encanta realmente. Aumenta el daño de las armas blancas de una mano a enemigos sin armadura. Eso está bien. Después de todo ya estoy haciéndome una build en la cual primero les acabo la armadura con una cosa y después... ¡bam! Y creo honestamente que ahí se supone que juegues este personaje. Digo, las opciones de hacerlo claramente están ahí.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Es este de los guardias del almacén.
If you wore a Nord uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients, but it's doable.
Creo ya tener los ingredientes necesarios para ello. De hecho, y si como dicen no se niegan a una bebida, también tengo un buen whisky por aquí. A ver esos guantes. Probabilidad de reciclaje extra. Esa es buena. Llave de las celdas del puerto de Serene. ¿Celdas? ¿Cómo que celdas? Permíteme un segundo, parece que voy a tener que atender la puerta. Ya estoy de regreso, muy bien. Vamos a continuar. Sí. Continuar la partida. Oh. Eso lo hice por accidente, no voy a mentir, pero vamos a ver qué hay aquí.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this trouble to break into a prison.
Hello? What can I do for...
With a relay, you're dismissed.
Finally! The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Monedas de oro y trampa de daño mágico. Vamos a sacar todo lo que se pueda sacar de aquí antes de avisarle a los otros para que vengan y ya no podamos saquear. Tal vez esa habría sido la manera de entrar sin que ellos se dieran cuenta. Sin tener que vestirte como marinero. Pero ya estoy vestido de marinero, de todas maneras, así que qué importa. Creo que ese es mejor que el que traigo puesto. Creo. Ya lo revisaré. Anillo de vicario. Daño mágico. Botas de sacerdote. Resistencia mágica.
Well now, can we get going?
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move it.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Reputación más 2. Ahora, ¿qué debería hacer? Tal vez podría simplemente conservar los guantes y ponérmelos cuando vaya a hacer algo de... Sí, voy a tener que equiparme los guantes, a ver. En la correa, bolsas de cerraduras. Vamos a reciclar. Tiene más resistencia elemental, pero realmente no creo que eso sea importante ahora mismo. Vamos a reciclarlo. Mineral de hierro puro. Necesito mineral de hierro en bruto. Me hace falta uno más de mineral de hierro en bruto. A ver, espere. Olvido siempre que tengo que equiparme los guantes estos. Vamos a subir el daño físico de esta. Y de este también habíamos quedado que el daño físico, ¿no? Creo que ahora solamente me queda... ¿Por qué no me marca dónde ir? Digo, yo sé que es por aquí, tenemos que ir a la guardia de la moneda. Pero me parece extraño que no me lo marque.
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
Merchandise will leave with us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And bravo, Kurt. The Commander will be most pleased.
The cargo shall make the voyage. But who will be at its reception once it's arrived?
That shall be your next mission. Once you've reached New Serene, go and find the Quartermaster. He will give you new instructions. Until then, I wish you a safe and pleasant voyage, Your Excellency. Kurt, good luck.